Should we do a moment of silence for our Rangers? More so your Rangers.
Yeah, we should. All right.
That's the first on the pod.
Yeah, moment of silence.
People are probably skipping through like, wait, what just happened to the podcast?
Oh, it's rough. It's rough. It's been a rough few days. It really has. It's been a rough week, actually.
I feel like you kind of knew when they lost Game 3, right?
No. No, I didn't know.
You didn't feel like they lost a series there?
No.
Do you think a team could lose a series
in a game?
In a game, even though it's like early on in the series?
Yeah. I thought we lost the Pittsburgh series in game 1, the triple overtime. I was like, it's over. I thought we lost the Carolina series in game 2. Remember we watched that when we watched that out?
Yeah.
Thought it was over then.
No, it was game 1, bro, that we should have had in Carolina.
Yes, but I thought game 2 of the series was over.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah, I didn't think we had it. I didn't think we had it lost because I went into it thinking we just need one. I thought that.
Yo, you look rattled right now talking about this.
It's rough.
You haven't made eye contact with me for like 4 minutes.
I'm looking at the table. I'm looking straight into the table. I thought, we needed one of them. Obviously, game 3 was the one, we should have had. But yeah, I don't even know, bro. It's still fresh.
I said defending champs, bro. Back to back.
11
straight series they won.
Well, 12 now.
12 now.
And it's crazy because the record's like 19.
It's the Islanders, right?
The Islanders, I think Edmonton is tied with them. It was dynasty, like into another dynasty.
Who came first? The Islanders?
The Islanders, and then Gretzky and
Messier.
They dethroned, yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. So, the 80s in hockey were like the 80s in basketball? Where it was Boston and the Lakers pretty much every year? They didn't win as much, but like Boston and the Lakers were in the finals every single year of the 80s. Like one of them represented it.
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, yeah. I don't know, I feel like we could go into this for forever. The league wasn't as talented back then, but we could do this forever. Like, your good teams were your good teams.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, I feel like, dude, one of the worst arguments I see on social media are like some of these older heads that are like former athletes when they talk. It's like, back in my day, it's like, yeah, back in your day, how you guarding Giannis as a point guard? Stockton. And I'm talking about someone like Stockton. Like, how is Stockton going to guard him? And you're telling me that, it's too physical back there? It's like,
it don't even matter, bro. He's not allowed to play physical. Like, if he was allowed to play physical on you. But I feel like that argument stops. That argument stops in the 90s. Like, because in the 90s, I feel like there was skill and toughness. Back then, that was when players were dribbling like. Remember they used to dribble with their fingertips? Like, yeah. No way, bro.
Bro, it used to be like Wilt Chamberlain was like the only guy over 7 foot, and then it was like George Mikan used to play for the Lakers.
That's what I'm saying.
The only 2 7-footers. The third tallest guy was like 6'7". Still tall, but in comparison
to today's standards.
Yeah. Yo, so I want to ask you before we really get into some of the stuff we're going to talk about, and I feel like you're perfect for this. We're both perfect for this kind of question because we both really love 2 sports that don't get the national media attention, or even just like casuals don't really embrace it as much as they should.
Yeah.
For me, it's soccer. For you, it's hockey. The question I have for you, because I saw some people going back and forth, and this was also inspired. Shouts to my guy Joe Fan. He does the Bet to Win show for WinBet, and I was on the pod with him too. And I was like, dude, you kind of inspired this conversation that I'm gonna have on my pod, and you were perfect for this. He hit me up over the weekend about UFC. He sent out a tweet like, yo, I'm officially hooked on UFC. Thanks for talking about it. Like, thanks for putting me on.
Bro, all it takes is one event.
Yeah.
UFC. Like,
one banger event. Yeah. We're going to get into UFC in just a sec. But that inspired this conversation because I used to be a massive Mets fan. I used to not miss Ranger games like in the early part of the 2010s, right? And then with the content creating and like sort of this being like a profession I had to cut certain things out. Like, I follow the Rangers. You talk to me about the Rangers. I know if they're going to be good or whatnot.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Mets. Does it upset you when a casual, a New Yorker that doesn't watch hockey all year, all of a sudden they're down, they're buying jerseys, they're going to games, they're talking about it? Does it upset you because they're jumping on the bandwagon now? They're into it now, as opposed to like, you wasn't there shooting with me in the gym kind of thing.
Yeah, nah.
Similar thing real quick before I allow you to answer this, with the World Cup. Like, I watch all the USA qualifier games. And then come World Cup time, you see like an influencer. You see ESPN, like Stephen A. Smith
wearing
is
their
covering.
jersey.
It's like, yo, why are you talking about it now? Because it's popping. Like, I get that, and I totally get that. Where are you in this conversation?
Before I go off the rails, we need that. We need those people, right?
Yes.
We need that.
Yes.
But I don't like it. Like, get the fuck away from me, bro. That's why I don't watch games out. You know, we always invite what we go out.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Because I say it all the time. You could really tell when someone's an actual fan when the team loses. It's how you act when they lose, like how hurt you are, how upset. Because anybody could say, oh, I'm a Mets fan, oh, I'm a Ranger fan, and they win, yeah, you know, oh my God, this is great. But it's how someone acts when they lose. That's how I judge them as a fan. And I remember one specific event. Remember we watched the Rangers Penguins at the Flying Puck?
Yes.
Okay, they lost that game.
Yeah.
3/4 of the bar after the game did not give one fuck that the Rangers just lost. It was status quo. I'm sitting there, my jersey's around my head, I'm sweating. I'm like, fuck, Crosby's back. He's back. Like, it's I can't deal with it. But yeah, we need those kind of people though. You know, hockey, soccer, but nah, I can't do it.
It pisses you off, right?
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like,
you were also on the pod once being like, yo, I don't like that Kendall Jenner wears the Wolfpack NWO shirt. Because
like, that's not you, bro.
She wasn't watching Bash
We
at the
made that
beach.
cool. Like, we made that what it was. You know, like, we were there. She wasn't. But, like, you can mention, like, so many, like, fan-specific things. Like, in the Rangers case, the letter. It's a known thing in Ranger fandom, right? You ask any real Ranger fan about the letter, and they're like, damn, I remember when the letter was sent out. So the letter, for a background story, is a letter that was sent to season ticket holders by the GM at the time, Jeff Gorton, and President John Davidson. They said, like, it was a rebuilding letter, like, hey guys, you know, we reached a time within our team where we're gonna go in a different direction. You know, we're gonna get younger and all this stuff. That was when we dealt Nash, Girardi, all those guys. It was like
a clean sweep. I remember McDonough too.
We cleaned house, yeah. So, like, if you weren't around then, like, you know, it's this year. You know, this year is playoff time for the first time in what, 6 years, and fucking everybody's back. You know, where were you guys fucking when we were getting analed by the Flyers every night? Like, you know, like nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowhere. Fuck out of here, bro.
I see that happen.
This is my thing. Like, I was telling somebody, they were talking at work. We were talking about it, and he's not really a hockey fan, but he gave me like a decent insight, and I leaned over. I'm like, bro, don't do this. This is mine. Like, don't do this to me. This is I need this. I need this Stanley Cup. This is for me. This is not for you guys. This is for me. You know, this is my thing. So yeah, nah.
So you're not cool with that at all.
Nah, like, if you're a fan, you're a fan, but don't fucking walk around the block as a Ranger fan.
But do you like that you're a sport that you love and care about is getting attention from people that don't normally care about it? Even if it's a scenario like this where it's like you're a bandwagon fan. I think that's the best way to mention it. You like it when it's you don't want the adversity. You want it when everything is sunshine and rainbows. A little dark clouds, you're like,
that's the thing.
I'm out. You know, it's a problem with this generation.
It's a double-edged sword because, like, lately, I drive to work every night. They talk about the Rangers now on ESPN radio. Michael Kay is talking about the Rangers. He don't really talk about the Rangers, you know. So I enjoy it then because my team's finally getting the recognition that I wish it would get all year round. You know, I would love to turn on the radio and hear about the Rangers all the time. But at the same time, you have fucking Joe Schmo pulling up in a fucking Ranger, and you're like, no, bro, this is for me. This ain't for you. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword, but I'm more on the spectrum of no. Like, I could tell, like on Instagram, people are wearing their Ranger jerseys. Like, nah, that ain't you, dude. That's not you. You know.
I feel you because I know the times that I've watched games with you, even when we would watch them back at your house when they would lose, you'd like go into your. There was one time you went into your basement.
Didn't come out.
In your living room.
Oh yeah,
you just went down.
That was when Adam Henrique beat us in the Eastern Conference Final.
You just went down, didn't say bye to no one. You went down, and I was like, "Yo, I feel his pain, bro."
It hurts.
A real fan, even if they're not rooting for that team, knows that pain. They're like,
and that's why, like, I would never get at another fan base. Like, the Islanders were in the Eastern Conference Finals last 2 years. They lost. Thank God they fucking lost. Thank Jesus Christ. But they lost. I didn't talk shit to my Islander fan friends because I know I've been there and I know how much it hurts, you know? So, like, you can't do it, you know? Because everybody, like, no one's above. With sports, it's unscripted. No one's above it. No one's below it, you know? You ride and you die. So, you know how they say every dog has its day?
yeah.
Every dog has its day. It was a Rangers' day, but every dog has its day. It's gonna be our day one year, and we're gonna lift the fucking Stanley Cup one year.
Yo, so I'm on the opposite of that, bro. I like it when people embrace a sport that I really care and love.
It's fun, but I mean, but like, what is it about? Like, what is it that differs for me that you like?
So for me, the thing that I like it when it comes to like the Giants, it's different because the Giants, it's the NFL. People are watching Titans Jaguars on Thursday night. They're out drawing like every show on TV. That's different. There's the gambling. It's football. There's fantasy. That's a different conversation. To me, though, I like it when anytime I tell friends like, yo, you gotta watch this UFC card this weekend. Like, you're not into fighting, like, this is the one you gotta watch. And then when it delivers, and all of a sudden now they're fans. Like, to me, that's dope because I love the UFC.
Yeah.
Soccer the same way.
But
like,
see, UFC is. I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's not a team.
There's
not a
the
team.
attachment ain't there.
Right.
I mean, you like fighters, but is there really that deep, you know, deep attachment, that long-term relationship?
That's a strong ass
till death do us part.
Yeah, that's a strong take. The only person I feel that way with is Jared, and that's because I personally know
you know him,
and he's a friend.
Yes,
but I have like 5 or 6 favorite fighters in each division that I like watching. So yeah, you're right. The team aspect I get. So the counter to that would be in like soccer, because I think there's a lot of similarities. We've spoke about this before between soccer and hockey.
Yes.
It's hard to score. There's always a roar when a goal does go in. You have an offsides, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a steady line in hockey, but you have the last defender.
Yeah.
But with like the Champions League a couple weeks ago, when we went up to Connecticut to Danny's house, I was like, yo, this is a dope game. Even though it was 0-0, this is a dope game. It was 0-0 until like the 60th minute. It's a fun game for you guys to watch. There's a lot of star power. It's historic, iconic teams. There's history. It's the championship.
Yeah.
This is like a dope thing.
Me being the Fairweather fan, I watched it.
Right.
So,
and again, like, I'm not a Real Madrid. I'm not a Liverpool fan. So I get what you're saying. I'm more so talking about
the game.
I'm talking about the sport of hockey being embraced, not so much the Rangers.
Okay.
So to me, like, when it's the World Cup time, and someone is like, yo, what time is USA playing? I'm not like, oh, you didn't watch fucking USA Panama.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, yo, it's cool. Like, I want you to embrace it and like it. You know? Where I get pissed off is if they're like, yo, who's the best player on USA? And I'm like, yo, Pulisic. Mm-hmm. And you watch Pulisic and he has a bad game, and then you're like, yo, he sucks.
This guy sucks.
There I'm like, yo, that pisses me off.
Yeah.
That'll be like, yeah, he's having a bad game. But if they insist, like, nah, he's trash.
You have no idea.
You have no idea what you're talking about. So, like, if I was to watch a Ranger game and I'll be like, yo, Kreider, man, like, what's good with him? Like, he's awful. You'd be like, he's having a bad game here,
he
right?
had 52 goals. Yeah,
but he, like, had a career year, this and that. And, you know, so, like, that's different. But to me, I embrace it. I like it when, like, the sport itself gets the coverage and gets the love and the hype.
The sport, yeah. I love it when the sport gets the coverage, especially with it being on ESPN. You know, it gets a lot of coverage now. That's great. So that I agree with you on that point. You have
so you're not against the sport being embraced by Joe Schmo.
No, I'm not against that. Just don't come up to me, you know, and claim you're with it. You're not, you know, you're not. It's not your thing. This is my thing. You know, I'm one of those. This is my thing. But like, I don't know if you remember. I think it was game 1 of the Lightning series. You had like Bobby Schmurda there.
Yeah.
Wearing the Ranger jersey, cheering for Igor Shesterkin. I had no idea he even knew who Igor was. That warmed my heart. You know,
He tagged Adam Fox.
Adam Fox got him the tickets. Like that was great to see. That made me smile. But yeah, I agree with you on that point because we need it. We really do need it. Yeah, Method Man doing the pregame intro. Styles P was at the game. Like it's great.
Fat Joe.
Like it's so cool.
What about your boy? You're already all in on Brian Dable.
Bro?
What happened? Did he stop coming to games?
I think he did.
Yo.
I think he did. I know he didn't do the away games, which I would have paid for him to fucking go to Tampa for a fucking game 6.
Yo, he didn't go to game 5, I don't think. Because
No, I
I
don't
remember
think he
them
did.
posting him.
They usually do post them.
They would post them.
And I don't think he did.
Damn, son.
Like, what did you have to do that was so important that night? Like, really, like, what were you doing? I don't get it. You literally, like, they claim you win they win every time you're there. What was it, a childbirth? I don't care. Like, nothing was more important that night. No? For real.
Game 5 series on the line.
Somebody is so high on my book to so low on my book in this span of one night. Like, where the fuck was he? I was looking pregame, like, is this motherfucker here or not? Crazy.
They dead ass won all the games he went to, bro.
Yeah. We got to return the favor now, though. Gallant has to go to, like, every home game.
Yeah,
now.
we need something.
Something's got to happen.
We need something for sure.
Yeah. The Giants could go fucking, what is it, an 18-game season now?
Yeah.
Giants could go 0-18 for the next 3 years. He's still the coach for this team in my book.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but I feel you. I feel you. Sometimes it's some weird shit goes down, man. Like I remember there used to be like anytime like the Manning family would go to Giants games, they always won. It was like when Peyton was there too, and like and they started winning like that's when they started winning. Like it was when Peyton would the year Peyton sat out because he got hurt. He ended up winning the Super Bowl in Indianapolis.
Do you remember watching Peyton cheer for Eli?
Yeah,
remember
bro.
that was on TV? That was the coolest thing.
Son.
But it's funny though, and I don't want to.
Eli won a ring in his brother's stadium.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy,
whose stadium
right?
is that?
That shit was his.
You ain't do that. You didn't win one in your home.
In your
building?
hometown,
Fuck
that's crazy.
outta here. And then he came and played in MetLife and got smoked by Seattle.
He did. Wow. Yo, that was one of the worst Super Bowls ever.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
yeah. You know that Super Bowl? I got so hammered.
I was
didn't
there.
I didn't watch the game. Joey's backyard.
Really?
Yeah. I got so wasted. We were pre-gaming because there was snow on the
It
ground.
was like minus 20 that day.
No. It wasn't that cold. There was snow on the ground, but it wasn't because we were outside like
I
drinking
remember,
beers, doing
yeah.
keg stands
I
and
remember
shit.
being freezing.
Yo, I remember kissing Joey's TV when they showed all the Super Bowl MVPs and they showed Eli. And then, oh no, I'm bugging. It wasn't that Super Bowl, but it was Peyton playing.
Uh-huh.
That Super
Was that
Bowl.
the one he won?
That was Denver, Carolina.
Okay.
That I slept through the whole game, and then I ended up watching it on Wednesday because at the time we were recording Veterans Minimum, and I had to talk about
Bro,
the game, so I didn't watch that live.
That's whack.
I
You watched the
invited-
Super Bowl on Wednesday.
I invited a +1 to come hang out, and it was the first time that we hung out, and she met my friends. Did not hang out with her the whole time. We stopped talking after.
I was there.
Yeah,
I don't remember who it was.
I was hammered, dude. I was hammered.
Yo, you know what that's like? Watching the Super Bowl for the first time on the following Wednesday. Do you remember when there used to be the WWF pay-per-views on Sunday night, and then on Monday they'd play the commercials that you could watch it again on pay-per-view on Tuesday night?
But they would show like the stills. It was
Yup.
like the still photos.
That's what that was. That's what you did.
Yo, yes. Oh man, that's hilarious.
great.
But yo, the Denver Seattle Super Bowl in MetLife. You're right. It was mad cold that day.
I remember.
Yeah, that one was rough.
It was like 20, not minus 20, but
Dude, I fucking hate MetLife Stadium. It's the most vanilla, generic, Madden default stadium in franchise mode ever, and they paid like $1.5 billion for. Every other stadium is mad cool.
has personality.
There's a pirate ship. SoFi has a screen that wraps around the whole
yeah,
arena.
that's cool.
Dallas is every new stadium that's built is wild. This is start a franchise in Madden. Here's the default. Yeah, that's
Generic.
what we're gonna do. There's
You know-
nothing cool about it. It sucks to go to. It sucks to leave. Horrible.
Yo, you know
son.
what's crazy? I only went there one time with you. We went to watch the Giants versus Eagles.
Yeah.
That it meant
Yeah,
nothing,
it was like
remember?
it meant nothing. Yeah.
And all I can remember, like, stadium-wise, was it was just mad, like, steel.
Yeah.
Like, inside is just gray and steel. There's no, like, flair to it at all.
There's no color. Like
No.
there's other stadiums where like upper deck is the color of the team or something. It's like, nah, it's mad whack. It's whack.
They just have that like little like retired Giants like.
Yeah, which every arena.
That shit is corny. Like they gotta spicing that up too.
And those look like I made them too.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's nothing. I remember who was the last guy that did Strahan?
Yes.
First of all, they didn't even air it on TV.
Yeah, because they were down 28-0 to the Rams.
Like, what the fuck is that? And like, it's a fucking little thing. Like, it made no difference that it happened. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? It's horrible.
Yo, speaking of a little bit of a sport that doesn't get that it's getting bigger and bigger. UFC, right? We had UFC over the weekend. And that's another sport that kind of ties into that conversation in the beginning of like, new fans embracing it.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the pay-per-view, bro? That was a banger. I usually don't do Monday recaps of the pay-per-view, but that was a classic pay-per-view, bro. I feel like it was underpriced.
Yeah, it probably was.
For how good the main card was, you had the first two fights end in a finish.
Yeah.
You have Weili Joanna.
A crazy knockout.
All the hype of the rematch. You get Valentina,
who looked very human.
Yeah, bro.
Very human.
And you had like the Hollywood storyline of like, oh, she's losing the fight, and then the inverted headbutt, and now
which
like
changed the
controversial decision, the judges,
cards, and
then the main event is a classic.
It's funny how like the main event was so good but so stupid, right? Like not stupid, but like. It ended in this. It was like every round was like a rewind of the previous round.
Every round looked the same.
Glover got beat on his feet, like to the point where you're like, "Holy shit, they're gonna stop this fight." He's getting his face punched in.
Yeah.
There'd be a flying knee somewhere towards the end of it. It would get caught. What do you call it? Would get.
Yuri would do a tumble roll.
The tumble that would completely fuck him up, and then he'd end up on his back, and then he'd be getting pummeled ended.
Yeah.
Literally the same thing 5 times. Yeah. I was at work, right, and I was like doing rounds, and I click back and I'd be like, oh shit, my thing lagged. Like it's the previous round. But it wasn't the previous round. I thought it was the same thing every time.
Yo, it was wild, dude. It was so wild. And did you catch the part where it looked like Yuri would be on the bottom and he would be tapping?
Listen, if I'm, what do you call it, the ref there? You like, bro, this is fight culture. You're not doing that. Any sort of, I'm calling that shit.
Yo, so I think the only reason why he didn't was because he wasn't in submissions when he would do that.
Still though.
Yeah, because you could.
He faced some ground and pound, bro. Like,
bro, GSP, the GOAT, in my opinion, he tapped via strikes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess at that time, what he knew, like, all right, I'm gonna just save myself for a later date, further damage. Because remember his he got busted up.
Open, yeah.
So like he was getting fucking beat pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I would have assumed like, all right, he tapped, because it wasn't just a.
Nah, it was So
you're tapped like you're.
Yo, so in jiu-jitsu, it's called the Brazilian tap.
Oh, here we go.
When you're like it's
called the Brazilian tap.
It's called the Brazilian tap. When you're like wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu with a Brazilian dude, and like they take so much pride because it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, they'll do the Brazilian tap where it's like. They'll do it like that. They'll do it mad slow. Because usually, like, if you're choking, you're taught to, like, tap. If you're choking me, I tap on your body so you feel it. But they'll do the... And then you're like, you're like, yo, you tapped. No, I didn't. I didn't tap. They start going off in Portuguese. So it's like...
So what is that, like a dirty tactic?
It's like a kind of sleazeball, bro. It's a Brazilian tap.
I had no idea. Those fucking Brazilians.
So they'll do that and be like, I didn't tap. But they'll go like...
Wow.
And you're deep in on the choke and shit. You're fucking
That's crazy.
It's a Brazilian tap, bro.
I'm going to hit you with a Brazilian tap somewhere during this podcast. Watch. I'm going to fire off as soon as you stop talking.
Yo, what do you think of Yuri? You think he could be like a big draw?
I don't think anybody in that division is anything worth watching. Literally, none of them.
That's wild to say after the fight we just saw.
Not worth watching, because we were talking how I kind of basically shit on the fight before it even started.
Yeah.
And then I completely was like, wow, they really, like, they heard me, changed my mind. But
are you like as a human, Dylan?
Okay.
Are you an under promise over deliver kind of guy? Because I feel like your expectations for the fight were so low that
Extremely low.
It was a banger of a fight.
But even if my expectations were high, it was still a great fight.
Yeah.
So that was just a very enjoyable fight.
I kind of go into like 90% of my interactions and like the way I approach life.
Low
I'm
expectation.
Like, it'll be cool.
Yeah. See, I think I'm lower than that.
So then if it's whack, I'm like, I kind of thought it might be bad. Or if it was great, it's like I under promise over delivers.
Specifically with that weight class, I'm lower than it'll be cool. Who's the last real champion of that division?
John Jones.
There you go. When somebody that's the actual champion leaves the division, you have a bunch of jabronis fighting. And that's what it is. They just pass the title around. Here, your turn, hot potato, pass it around. And that's what's going to happen.
It's like the hardcore title in the 90s.
That's exactly who are they giving it to now?
Yeah.
I mean, he changed my opinion, but same thing with Charles. Khabib left. Yeah, this guy is interim. This guy, Gaethje's going to fight for it. Connor's back. Because the actual champ left.
He never got beat, so I feel you on that.
Same thing with Jones.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm going to give this up now, And I honestly, and I mean it with no disrespect, I only, a bunch of jabronis are fighting for the title now.
So it's fair to say no one in the 205 division's ever coming on this pod again, because this is just like every pod you come on,
I just slandered a whole weight class.
Yeah. A whole fucking weight class.
Yeah, that's really how I feel about it. Jan, will they say he's gonna fight for it next?
Yeah.
Don't care.
Unless Ankalaev and Anthony Smith is the next fight.
Okay.
Like if some wild shit goes down,
yeah,
maybe you could insert them. Like if one of them gets a crazy finish or a dominant.
Anthony Smith.
Yeah, and Ankalaev, I think is like 17-1. His only loss, he lost with 1 second left, got triangled.
That's terrible.
That's awful, right?
That's terrible.
Jabroni?
You know what? You got to feel for that because it just happens. But Anthony Smith,
dude, even Glover over the weekend, bro. They showed the scorecards with 30 seconds left. He was up 4-1 in a lot of people's minds.
But I mean, like kind of him. I mean, you kind of felt like he wasn't going to hold it long because he's older.
Yeah.
He didn't even look like he fought. Like he looked like he don't even look old when he fights.
That's
it's not like he's washed.
DC. He's like, yo, you think I should retire? He's like, nah,
no,
you didn't look sloppy.
Not
at
all.
I think I'm gonna keep going.
I just don't think that any of them are great. And you guys you say oh, he's a Hall of Famer, right? He had a great career. Yeah, but he was never like great. When you see great, like this guy can hold the title for a little bit, and that's how I judge my UFC fighters. I'm a tough critic with with UFC fighters. So it's like my whole thing is like you have the elite guys, middle of the pack, which is a lot. Like it's like a big thing, middle, and then bottom of the barrel. There's a big middle of the pack for me.
Yeah.
Guys slide up and down it, but Whitaker's in there, like guys like that. Some people might even say Whitaker's like he's a great fighter. But I put Whitaker same thing with Vettori. I think Whitaker is way better than Vettori.
You know who Whitaker reminds me of?
Same thing.
DC.
I love DC.
And can I tell you why?
Why?
There's a guy in his division that he just can't beat.
Makes sense.
His only losses, Whitaker's only losses, are to Adesanya.
Yeah, and DC
in the UFC at least.
Well, DC that was not the same weight class that DC lost to Stipe, right?
Heavyweight.
Okay.
But he got to win over him too, so it's like he's beaten him.
Yeah, he knocked him out. Yeah.
So to me,
that's a very good take. Very good take.
I feel like it's the same. Like DC ran through everybody but Jones, bro.
And I want to defend DC because I love him, but I can't because you're right.
It's just the one guy. There's that one dude, and you know who else? Covington and Usman, bro.
And I want to defend Covington even more than I want to defend DC because that's my fucking guy.
Covington comes out.
I fucking love him. Greetings, nerds and virgins. That's my fucking guy.
Yeah, I told you I met him at TSA, right?
Yes, you did.
He was mad cool.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
He was mad cool.
He seems it like
mad thin. Like if you were to like see him.
Was this after a fight? Like was it?
Yeah, it was the Monday morning after the Mazola fight.
Okay.
Remember, I told boss, I was like, "Yo, I think that's Covington, bro." Literally from me to you.
Was he in the red hat?
Nah, he was wearing like a Jeep with the American flag though. So like,
shout out to Jeep owners.
And he had a wrestling backpack.
Yeah,
we were just on TSA waiting to go through like the that metal detector where you go and circles around. Cool dude, man. My only exchange with him, and then we ended up going on the same shuttle with him too. And then boss said what up to him.
You should ask for a picture. You don't want to do it. I get it.
Yo, so
he's one of them that I would have.
This is a weird thing because of like the industry I'm in.
You can't.
Not that I can't. I feel like I'm gonna cross paths with so many people
That
that
is-
like if
you
I
can't
get on
play
a
the
pod
fan
with them,
role. You can't.
but if I get on the pod with them, there I'll take a picture because it
then
helps
you're
like promote it.
Yes.
So like there's a bunch of people that I've been able to meet or like walk by that. Now if it's someone that I'm like a super fan of, I'll be like mad respectful, and I've always been that way. I've been able to meet a lot of cool people. I'll be like, yo, I love your craft. I respect your craft. But I also like to like ask questions or you know, not immediately just go up and be like, yo, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
I saw Nick Diaz as I'm wearing the shirt outside of T-Mobile.
Shirt is a 10 out of 10.
Told you the time I saw him out of T-Mobile?
I think you might have. I'm not sure.
So he's walking outside of T-Mobile after Adesanya Romero when I was in Vegas. And I don't notice him at first, but like I hear this kid runs up and goes, yo, Nick Diaz. I had met a bunch of people that were VM fans when I was there. And I was just like, that was like very loud. Like, what the fuck? And he like runs by me because I get Diaz all the time. Like to this day, everyone says this is Diaz, but everyone gets Diaz.
That's basically your name.
Yeah. Remember the first time where I told you, I was like, yo, one day, son, if I go on Rogan, you're like, damn, son, that would be dope, but they're going to be so mad at you. I was like, why? He's like, they're going to see Nick Diaz and think that it's Nick Diaz. And I was like, yo, they're going to be so disappointed. But yo, he walks up and like goes to take a picture with him. And as like he's waiting to take a picture because Nick Diaz was taking a picture with someone else, the kid just immediately goes, yo, can I take a picture? Yo, Nick slaps the phone out of his hand.
Really?
And I was going to go ask for a picture. I was like, oh, I'm not going to ask for a picture now. Get fucking stalked and slapped.
Imagine. Yo, that's fucking crazy. You get your phone stalked and slapped? See, now it's funny, though, because, like, do you use it as, like, motivation? Say, Nick Diaz example, you want a picture with him, and then you said, eventually, maybe I could get a picture with him if I work with him. You ever, like, say to yourself, like, nah, like, I could take a picture with him when I get to interview him eventually? You know what I'm saying? Like, use that as a motivation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Do you end up doing that at all?
That's exactly how I go about it.
Right? Like one day I'll be able to actually fuck with him for real, not see him on the street.
I'll be like, yo, I feel like one day I'm going to cross paths with him, and then I'll take the picture there.
The right way.
Yeah. I'd rather do it that way.
Yeah.
But again, if it's someone like really crazy.
Connor?
Yeah, it got to be like someone with like sauce, bro. It got to be like Connor. It got to be Stone Cold.
Stone Cold,
like if I see
Connor.
Stone Cold.
Eli?
Yeah, Eli's probably in that conversation too. I might bow down to Eli. Start kissing his feet.
He deserves it though.
Like, yeah, I know it's weird, dude. I'm 31, but like,
you deserve it.
You're only like 9 years older than me. I get it, but
that's crazy when you think about it, right?
He's like
that's
9
terrible.
or 10 years older than me, bro. Not even that like wild.
You know what a sad moment in life is, and a lot of people will like it'll hit them when I say this. When you hit the age where the pro athletes are the same age as you and get younger, you're like, fuck, I'm a waste.
Oh, now it's like everyone drafted is born in like the 2000s.
I'm saying like that 1 year. Like I remember when I was like 17 or 18. And then you're like I was watching the NHL draft. All these kids are born in 93 and you're like, fuck, like I'm really a waste. It's like it's like a life hitting you moment. Oh, this kid's only 18. He has 31 goals. And you're sitting there in your basement watching the game. You're like, fuck.
Just graduated high school. Gonna take a year off.
Terrible. Yeah, the semester that you took off turned into 2 years.
Yeah. This guy's scoring 30 goals a year for the fucking Senators. I don't know.
Horrible, bro. That's a fucking reality slap.
Yo, it is pretty bad when you'll be like, damn, son. Like, yo, there's sometimes like even celebrities will be like, yo, she's 33, and I'm like, she's been in the limelight for like 15 years. You're like, what the hell?
Yo, it's crazy, right?
You're like, holy shit, bro.
The girl from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, just like
you know how old she is?
Yeah, she just turned 18.
No, she's like 20, bro.
No way.
She's been like 7 for the last 15 years. She's 20.
That's what. Well, yo, they were showing before and after because the one kid on Stranger Things is a huge ass Rangers fan.
Yeah, he goes there a lot.
He goes there all the time.
He sings the national anthem.
Yeah, he goes there all the time. And they showed like when the season first started, like the first episode to now, they're all like 12, 13 years old, even younger.
And like, you know what I think it is? They played like, I think they were like younger than that in the show. Like they were supposed to be like 7-year-olds. The girl like Maxie, do you watch the show?
Yeah.
The girl Max?
I love Nancy Wheeler.
Do you really?
Great girl.
She is, you're right.
Just leave it at that. You know, nowadays, just gotta be careful. Just great girl.
The girl Max is 20 years old. It looks like she's 10 on the show. And you're like, what the fuck? These kids have been kids in your point of view for the last how long? It's wild.
You know, there's sometimes like that show 13 Reasons Why. Like they'll play high schoolers, but pretty much the whole cast was like 23, 24. Yo, you know what drives me crazy?
That show.
No, well, that show is it's a interesting show. I'll leave it at that. But you know what really drives me up a wall, bro? When it's a sports scene or it's a sports movie and the people can't play the sport.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like they'll have like a football movie and the quarterback just can't throw. Like
fucked up mechanics.
It just like it just looks like weird. It's like
he's like
throwing like Phillip Rivers.
You know what the worst in sports movies is? When there's like 10 seconds on the this happens in basketball a lot. When there's 10 seconds on the clock, they inbound it, run a play, hit a last second shot, it goes in, but it's really like a 3-minute scene.
Yeah.
It's like the ball's coming, it's in the air for like 4 seconds, and it's only like 0.6 seconds on that clock, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yo, that drives me off the
It's a
fucking
flashback
wall.
to when they were born.
Yo,
and then before you know it, it goes all the way back.
The movie starts with like the play beginning, and you're like, hey, this is my name's Dill. You're wondering how I got here. Well, let me just take you back a few hours and let it show how it plays out.
It all started with his jump shot.
And then it goes back like, yo, I hate that.
2 seasons down the line, it goes back. Oh, we missed it!
I hate that shit, bro. The worst. It's like a 3-minute scene for a fucking 10-second inbound play.
Yo, that's good, man. That's a good one.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that kind of stuff drives me up the wall. But when it comes to the athlete, that's mad funny too. Like you look at it, and you're like, damn, son, fucking Justin Herbert's 23. Ah, damn.
Exactly. He's like a grown ass man to me. They're younger.
Yeah.
Sad.
NBA Finals. 2-2. We're recording this prior to Game 5. Some of you will have watched Game 5 by the time you listen to this. Game 5 will probably be going on as you are listening to this. Thoughts on the finals so far?
I don't know. I literally don't know. Like, I try to predict it. I was wrong. I said the Warriors in 5. I thought going into the series that, like, Steph was looking at this team, like, licking his lips like he's fucking about to eat a steak.
But he's been eating.
He has, yeah, but it's weird because, like, I can't call where it's going to go. I can't at all. Like, I guess, I think Boston's like I don't think Boston's the best team in the East to start out with, right? I was a big Bucks is the best team in the East guy. Yeah. They only got it that far because Chris Middleton wasn't playing.
Right.
That's how I feel. You got to be healthy in the playoffs. And they were healthy.
I 100% agree with you. It's one of my favorite things to start conversations whenever I do a finals preview, a Super Bowl preview, whatever it is. It's like, yo, did the right teams get here? Because, like, you know, I mean, I've seen my team win 2 Super Bowls. They were nowhere.
They were not the right team. Yeah.
They were probably like the 9th best team at best each of those years, and then you just so happened to win it. Yep. But again, it's another conversation I always have. It's like, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's easy for you to say all this shit. And, like, how many championships, like, question for you, right? I get hyped sometimes when I have you across over here. When's the last time you saw a team win a championship that was undoubtedly...
That should have won.
Undeniably, that was the champion?
What do you call it? Last year. The Lightning. They've been the best team. They've been the best team. The Warriors, that core they had. The
first Durant year.
Clearly the best team.
Yeah, I talked about them. That's the first time I ever saw a team be a minus favorite to win like a championship. Because even in any sport, when it comes to sports betting, like the actual favorite to win it, you'll still get like plus money. So you'll get like plus 300 on like the core New England Patriot dynasty. It's like they would be 5-1 to win the Super Bowl, and they're the Super Bowl favorite. It's like, all right, $100 wins me 500. That Warriors team in 2017, when they got Durant and then like they signed Boogie also, like that team was like minus 150. You're like, what the fuck? This is wild. That was my answer. But the Lightning, I didn't think of.
What about the Super Bowl last year? I feel like the best team won, no?
I felt like the best team last year was Buffalo, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like the best team was Buffalo. They just ran into Mahomes, that Mahomes magic in Kansas City. The Rams were my pick to win it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they were the best team in the NFC. Hell, I don't think they were the third best team. They were the third best team in the NFC. I think Green Bay was the best team in the NFC. And then Tampa Bay, with all like the chaos that went down, AB fucking losing his mind and the injuries and shit. And then the Rams were just the healthiest team.
Okay, because I remember you talking very highly about them.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked. Cause
the Bengals weren't the best team in the AFC last year.
Oh, no. No shot, right?
No. But also Tennessee wasn't the best team, and they were the 1 seed too. So it's like it's weird, man. Sometimes it's just like weird shit happens, bro. It's hard to win a title, son.
It's very hard.
It's the one thing in my life as a sports fan that has changed the most is because I used to be you don't got no rings, bro.
You finally see how hard it is to win, right?
You realize it's like, all right, first of all, I got to have a competent owner. I got to have a GM and a front office that knows what they're doing. I have to have a head coach. I have to have a quarterback in football. NBA, I got to have a superstar. I got to have a franchise goal scorer.
Got to be healthy.
Got to be healthy, right? There's mad shit that go. You got to make sure the referee don't screw you like you're the Saints on the pass interference. There is so much shit that goes down.
And on top of that, you got to win.
And on top of that, you got to execute. And you got to stay healthy. Like, there is so much shit, bro. Is it going to be, we have spiraling wind conditions coming from the north end.
It's great.
It's a fucking gorilla monsoon
You might have to
outside.
do that,
It's
yeah.
like, there is mad shit that goes to you winning, son. Like, it's the one thing, bro, that I can truthfully tell you has changed the most when it comes to, like, to me now, the rings argument, When you're comparing,
you need at least one though.
To be like, if you get at least one, to me, you're great. Like you
need at least one.
You can be in that conversation with someone that has 4. I truly believe that. Like to me, Dirk is in that conversation with certain players, even though like some have 3, some have 4.
Yeah.
Because then there's circumstance too, and like the scenario of like, well, he was the only guy on his team there.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think if you get one, you're in that conversation, like immediately. Bro.
You have
just
to
getting one is wild, son. I just want one banner from all my teams. That's like a
bro.
And then if you're a fucking young kid in Boston, you have like 27 banners.
That's what gets me so fucking angry too, because like as Tampa Bay was celebrating, like you motherfuckers are about to go back for the 3rd time.
Yeah, and then the Bucks win a Super Bowl too.
And then I'm not even counting that. Like you guys like saw a Super Bowl, you guys saw 2 like. I just want one, man. Like I don't know when we're gonna be back. I really don't know. It's crazy, Like I could fucking dive deep into it again. Like it felt like this year, like things were just
lining up, right?
Yeah, it felt like
right.
it.
Okay.
You get those years where you feel like, all right, it's going our way.
I heard this, and it's a beautiful way to end this pod. I heard this about Boston. They have a relatively young core. Their core pieces, Brown and Tatum, which is what I consider the core. You have Horford, you have Smart. And they're, Smart's been in the league for like 8-9 years now. But the core, they're 24, 25 years old, right? As a sports fan, Rangers being a perfect example. The Giants this year, I have low expectations. If all of a sudden they're 12-5 and they're hosting a home playoff game, it's like, nah, bro, I want to win. I'm not on this was a great season.
I'm never one of those people.
Do your expectations change from the start if like shit starts going right?
Yes,
like,
immediately.
Bro, you know who thought they were going to win mad titles? The Thunder.
Yeah.
In 2012, they get to the finals. Oh, they overachieved. Exactly. No one thought they'd get here. The core pieces, the average age is like 23 and a half.
Look what happened.
And then what happened? 2 years later, everybody gone.
Nothing is ever guaranteed. That's number one.
If I have a chance to win, son, I want that shit right now.
The worst thing and the worst kind of fans are the ones that, thanks for the memories. Thanks for the season. No. Like, no. We lost. We didn't win. We could have won. We lost. That's it. It's not a good season. We lost. You don't know when you're getting back.
I'll cut you some slack if you get to the finals, if you get to the championship.
Yes, if you get there, yeah, because,
like the 2013 Rangers.
14, excuse
me. 2014. Like that, you got to see them in the final, right? Like that to me is a little bit of an exception. Like you could look back and be like, yo, that was a dope ass year.
It was.
But if you're celebrating, you had you're like the Giants, right? Who have a 6.5 win total, 7. And then you make it to the playoffs. You exceed expectation. It's dope. But then you get throttled.
Yeah.
I don't want no memories. No.
Nope.
Save the memories and the T-shirts and the hugs for another time. I want you to win like, if you're a Bengals fan, I think you can look back and be like, yo, that shit was dope, son. We got to the Super Bowl. Like, that's cool. But, that thanks to the memory shit, like, expectations. If I go into a season thinking, like, my team is going to be ass, and then all of a sudden, yo, they're 9-1 through 10 games, it's like,
then you got to act like you're 9-1.
Yeah. All right, we're on the same page.
It doesn't change. Yeah, it changes throughout. You can't, if you hold it, like, and it changes for the players, too. Like, they talk about it, like, when did you guys start believing you were good? They ask that all the time. When a team that supposed to suck, actually ends up good. And they'll tell you when. They'll say like around this time is when the locker room started to think like we're we could do this. You're not gonna play like like you suck no more. The expectations change. So I'm never one of those people.
Yeah, I'm not either. Boston or Golden State? Who do you think wins it?
I want Boston to win, even though they knocked the Nets out. It's hard to like root against them. Like Tatum, like they're they were drafted. It's great to watch, but I think the Warriors are gonna win.
Okay, I'm kind of in the same boat. I had Golden State winning from the beginning, and I do feel that way. It was weird because like so much it was unknown versus known for me in this series. Like you knew there was so many more reliable pieces on Boston, whereas like Clay was kind of ass. Clay's been ass outside of like let's go with like 11 quarters of basketball.
Bro, he's like I mean I don't want to.
Which also, like, rightfully so, right? Like, dude missed, like, 2.5 years basketball.
Nah, like, you're back. You stuck. He don't suck, but you're back. You know who you were.
You know who you were, yeah.
So that's what he is now.
You got to adjust to that, too.
It's exactly what he is now. He's not who he was.
Yeah. And then it's like Jordan Poole is cool. Like, I thought he should have been most improved player.
He's good, Jordan Poole.
I know, but he also has those games where, like, you saw the Golden State fans were doing, like, a fake GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Like,
where is Jordan?
No, Jordan Poole needs baddies courtside. Because it's always like, yo, every wild game that he has, you see him, like, winking. Or he had that video with the tongue where he's like,
you remember? Yep.
Yeah, it's like, yo, he needs some baddies on the courtside.
They got to send a fucking Taz's Angels over there. Somebody.
Yo, wow. That's vintage.
Somebody.
Yo. But I think Golden State ends up winning this.
Does it go 7? I think it does.
Yo, I feel like losing game 4 lost them the series for Boston.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's how I feel like game 3 was for the Rangers, bro, against Tampa Bay. You're up 2-0. You're on the road there. You could put a stranglehold, right? You're up 3-0. The only time it's happened in baseball was once Red Sox, Yankees.
Love it.
Never happened in the NBA.
Love it.
Dude, I wish.
I hope it never happens again. Just let it be.
Yeah, I always remember that. And then in hockey, it's happened a few times where a team came back from 3-0. But still, in that situation there, like...
You win. You win in that,
Yeah.
You win.
So I feel like Boston lost that there. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun.
It's like it's literally at the point where I can't give you like a detailed point of view because every game I'm like, wow.
And you have so many trends, right? Like Golden State has won every time this postseason off a loss, but so has Boston. So like, what's gonna happen now in Game 5? If that trend continues, then it's gonna be 3-2 going back to Boston. But it's weird. Like after each game, it's just such polarizing takes. Like, oh, series is over.
That's my point.
You know, it's like, well, is it?
Well, I thought when Boston won the first game on the road, I was like, wow. I was like, I think Golden State's... It was only game 1. I was like, I think Golden State's in trouble, but I don't think they're in trouble. I don't know. It's extremely hard to put my finger on this series. So, I mean, I'm going to go Warriors in 7.
I think Golden State wins the rest of the way.
They're gonna win. Yeah.
I think they win 5, and then I think they close out in Boston.
I didn't like this playoffs at all.
Pretty whack, right?
Even the finals, like
so many blowouts, dude. Like Game 4 was cool. Game 4 was dope. You had that big comeback by Golden State, but even so, like you look at the box score at the end, they lost by double digits.
I mean, it just comes down to I think the best teams not being in it. I couldn't give you a clear team of who I thought the best in the West was.
It was Phoenix.
I guess you could say Phoenix. But for some reason, I don't have faith in them to ever win. Like I didn't think they were going to win at the beginning of this year. So like along the way, you assume they're going to lose. The Bucks, I thought were going to win the title again. So, but I mean, got to be healthy.
Got to be healthy, bro. Got to be healthy. Dill, you're the man. Where can they find you?
You can find me wherever. I don't know. On Twitter, I'm DLabrandy. And on Instagram, I'm DilLaSoul, DYL.la.soul.
VeteransMinimum.com. You can get your merch. You can find the Patreon, the YouTube channel. You can find tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. Everything. Support the Patreon. You can get Wednesdays. On Wednesday, you'll get an episode on the Patreon that'll come out later this week. We'll catch you guys next time.